Have you ever opened a closet, stared at a jumble of memories, and felt the tiny weight of each keepsake pressing on your shoulders? If you're over 70, you probably know that life's most priceless moments have little to do with the piles we guard or the worries we polish. Yet many of us still cling to invisible bags marked "must keep," even when they slow our steps and cloud our sunrise. Today we're going to loosen those straps together. Across the nation, seniors who release the unnecessary report sleeping better, laughing more, and spending less time hunting for eyeglasses buried under yesterday's mail. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 10 things that simply don't deserve space in your heart, calendar, or home anymore. We will trade stress for serenity and clutter for clarity, so you can wake up tomorrow feeling lighter, breathe deeper, and pour your energy into the people and passions that truly matter. I'll share gentle prompts, real-life stories, and quick action steps you can try before the coffee cools. Most of all, I want you to finish this video believing, down to your cotton socks, that letting go is not loss, it is gain. Ready to discover what you can release guilt-free and how that single decision can lift your happiness higher than a late summer kite dancing above a Midwestern cornfield? Let's begin. And remember, each suggestion is yours to shape, skip, or savor in the comfort of your own rhythm. Truly empowering. For decades, society whispered that looking put together proved respectability. But at 70, you have already earned your stripes. That means your comfort now outranks the neighbor's opinion about matching socks. Think of Edith, a retired teacher from Ohio, who traded her stiff church hats for a floppy sun visor and suddenly found herself strolling the farmer's market with an easy grin. She told me the breeze on her scalp felt like a hymn. When you dress for joy, not judgment, you free mental space once trapped in mirror checks and ironing boards. Practical step: pick 3 outfits that make you feel relaxed, safe, and authentic. Donate the rest to a local shelter. You'll save laundry, choose faster, and grant someone else a dignified wardrobe. Notice how your shoulders drop the moment that decision is made. Edith's simple wardrobe shift also trimmed her spending. No more chasing seasonal trends or dry cleaner fees. Instead, she invested those dollars in weekly lunches with her granddaughter, a trade any heart would applaud. Ask yourself what you could buy with the hours and money you pour into surface polish. Maybe fresh paint for the porch swing, a genealogy kit, or a long overdue road trip along Route 66. Write those wishes on an index card and tape it inside your closet door as a cheerful reminder. Each time you resist the urge to buy yet another blouse, you'll be voting for experiences over appearances. Soon the mirror becomes a friendly checkpoint, not a courtroom, and the reflection staring back is the one person whose approval you already possess. That pivot brightens mornings and teaches younger relatives what real self-worth looks like. Scrolling social feeds can feel like standing outside a high school dance. Loud music, flashy lights, and an invitation you never wanted. Bob, a 73-year-old veteran from Texas, once told me his arthritis flared every time he saw marathon finish line photos posted by younger cousins. Then he remembered he had hiked dense jungle in Vietnam before those cousins were even born. Perspective is a generous friend. Your story spans vinyl records, moon landings, and microwaves becoming commonplace. There's a still unfolding. Take a sheet of paper and list 3 milestones you're proud of: raising a family, building a garden, mentoring a coworker. Whenever envy knocks, reread the list aloud. The echo reminds you that wisdom, humor, and resilience are currencies youth has yet to earn. Hold it like a medal on your chest. Next, try the time capsule swap. Invite a younger friend to share one current challenge, then offer a parallel story from your own past. When 19-year-old Maya fretted about choosing a major, Bob recalled how he switched trades 3 times before settling and ended up happier for it. Both walked away lighter. Comparisons fade when conversations bloom. Practical step: schedule a monthly intergenerational coffee, either in person or over video chat, where you each trade worries for wisdom. Keep the talk balanced with equal minutes for listening and sharing. You'll discover that envy evaporates once lives intertwine, and you'll gain something far sweeter than bragging rights. A fresh sense of relevance that no wrinkle cream could ever provide. By turning contrast into connection, you reinforce the truth that every season has its own harvest, ready for grateful hands happily waiting to be gathered. A red notification bubble can feel like a tiny firework. Yet research shows older adults who chase likes often trade real joy for momentary sparks. Consider Linda, 71, from Florida, who once refreshed her phone 7 times before breakfast, hoping for birthday wishes. When only 3 appeared, gloom shadowed her sunny porch. That afternoon, she checked her mailbox and found 2 handwritten cards stuffed with confetti hearts. The quick ping of a phone could not compete with ink that still smelled of lavender soap. From that day forward, Linda limited herself to 10 minutes online, then phoned a friend instead. Her laughter soon filled the silence previously occupied by scrolling thumbs. She now calls it the tea timer rule, brewing chamomile while chatting and letting the steam rise where envy once lingered softly. If you feel tethered to that glowing rectangle, borrow Linda's technique. Set a kitchen timer for 10 minutes. Use that window to check family updates, then log off. Immediately switch to an offline pleasure, a crossword puzzle, watering the marigolds, or humming along with Sinatra. Your brain will begin associating sign-off with something soothing rather than scarcity. Write down each real-world moment gained in a small notebook labeled Life Beyond Likes. At week's end, tally the pages. Seeing concrete proof of time reclaimed is as satisfying as snapping close the lid on a cluttered storage bin. And when you do venture back online, engage with intention. Leave thoughtful comments, share a memory, or post a photo of tonight's sunset so friends can enjoy beauty without algorithms deciding who matters. Soon you'll notice your heartbeat syncing with real crickets, not digital chirps. Marie Kondo may have sparked a global decluttering wave, but Grandma Hazel in Kansas perfected it decades earlier with her one shelf at a time credo. At 75, she realized her attic held 8 chip casserole dishes, all identical. She kept 2 and turned the rest into planters for the church picnic. Neighbors left with petunias. Hazel left with room to dance. Your turn. Pick a reachable shelf, drawer, or cardboard box. Ask, would I buy this today? If not, place in a giving pile. By focusing small, you avoid the overwhelm that often freezes progress before it starts, and you create an instant win to celebrate with peach ice cream later. Repeat weekly, and in 3 months, you'll reclaim space enough to host that long-imagined watercolor corner of yours. There's also a priceless legacy angle. Adult children often dread the day they must sift through decades of belongings while grieving. By curating now, you give them a loving gift, clarity. Include them in the process. Invite each relative to choose one treasure that carries a shared memory. A hummingbird brooch, a dog-eared cookbook, granddad's harmonica. Record a short story about that item on your phone and email the file. You'll watch their eyes mist while hearing the story straight from you, an heirloom in sound. Decluttering then becomes less about loss and more about storytelling, which is the real thread connecting generations. As shelves clear, conversations open, and even family members living on the other coast feel invited into your living room. Taking action now spares them guesswork later and leaves only gratitude for your foresight. Generosity is a beautiful thread in the American fabric, but stretching that fabric too thin leaves holes. When Patricia, age 72, realized she was coordinating 3 potlucks, driving friends to appointments, and sewing choir robes, all in the same month, her blood pressure offered a loud rebellion. Her doctor prescribed a single word, no. It felt strange on her tongue, yet within a week she reclaimed 2 afternoons to paint bluebirds on small canvases. Those paintings later sold at a craft fair, funding a grandchild's college application fees. Balance, it turns out, blesses everyone. The next time a neighbor asks for help, pause and check your energy budget. Ask yourself, if I say yes, what must I postpone? Offer a later date or a helpful contact instead, preserving your own peace and strength. A helpful tool is the 2-yes policy. You must say yes to the person and to yourself. If either response is no, politely decline. Patricia now keeps a sticky note on her fridge that reads, "Does this request light me up?" If not, she offers a sincere smile and steps away. The shocking result? People still like her, and she finally finished that 1,000-piece puzzle of the Grand Canyon. Guarding your time teaches others to respect it as well, creating healthier relationships all around. Try scripting a gentle refusal in advance, such as, "I'm honored you asked, but I'm booked that morning." Practice it aloud until the words roll out with ease. Each gracious no is a wholehearted yes to your well-being and new adventures shimmering on the horizon. Remember, even sunrise rests before it climbs the sky each day. Blood pressure cuffs and step counters can motivate, but they can also intimidate. Frank, 78, once panicked because his smartwatch scolded him for only taking 4,000 steps before noon. His cardiologist laughed gently and said, "Frank, your heart cares more about steady movement than digits on a screen." That day, Frank swapped a gym treadmill for slow laps around his local botanical garden, soaking in roses and conversation with fellow strollers. Guess what? His weekly check-ins soon improved. Nature, friendship, and moderate motion outperform numbers alone. Health trackers are tools, not report cards. Use them like kitchen timers, helpful prompts, not tyrants. Pick 1 or 2 metrics your doctor recommends, then ignore the rest. Celebrate consistency over spikes. Write small victories, a pain-free morning stretch, a delicious spinach omelet, in a gratitude journal daily. Try the 3-color plate approach instead of calorie counting. At each meal, include something green, something bright, and a lean protein. Carol from Oregon fills half her plate with broccoli, tucks in vibrant mango slices, and adds grilled salmon. She no longer worries if the mango weighs 3 ounces or 4. Her energy lifted enough to rejoin her church choir, where singing itself became a mini cardio workout. Ask your physician for broad ranges that fit your condition, then aim for the middle lane. You'll spend less time fretting and more time tasting, tapping toes, and calling bingo numbers at the community center. Remember, the goal at 70 plus is not winning a fitness contest. It's staying strong enough to hug grandchildren, climb porch steps, and dance when the jukebox plays your high school anthem with confident, laughter-filled strides all night. Do you still wonder if using emoticons in a text is proper, or fret over which fork to choose at a casual diner? Relax. Modern manners are rooted in kindness, not complexity. Take Mr. and Mrs. Walters, married 50 years, who RSVP'd to their grandson's backyard wedding via GIF. Their cheerful dancing banana caused more delight than any embossed card could have. The secret is sincerity. If you mispronounce a trendy phrase or accidentally double-tap a phone screen, laugh and ask for guidance. You'll create a bridge where stiff formality might have built a wall. Remember, younger folks rarely notice small slips. They're too busy admiring the wisdom you bring to the picnic table. Offering genuine interest, eye contact, and a hearty thank you counts more than perfect cutlery choreography on humid summer evenings. Action step. Write down 3 etiquette rules that still stress you, such as always mailing paper thank yous. Now cross out any that no longer fit your lifestyle or society's norms. Replace them with simpler principles. Respond promptly, express gratitude publicly, and treat everyone as valuable. Marge, a retired nurse, swapped handwritten notes for short personalized voice messages. Recipients replay them whenever they need encouragement, a gift that keeps ringing. By updating etiquette, you reduce anxiety and model adaptive grace for every generation observing you. Keep your new list on the fridge and glance at it before events. Each time you follow it, jot a smiley face beside the rule. In a month, you'll see a parade of smiles confirming success, and any lingering fear of social missteps will melt like ice cream under July's sun, leaving only sweetness and confidence behind. Every life collects a few dents, missed birthdays, harsh words, opportunities not seized. But continuing to replay them is like watching a scratched DVD. The story freezes at the worst frame. Consider Samuel, a former accountant who regretted turning down a promotion that could have doubled his salary. At 76, he realized the alternate path might have cost evenings reading bedtime stories to his kids. That insight arrived when his granddaughter asked him to read the same tale twice, giggling unchanged each time. Suddenly, the so-called mistake glittered like an intentional choice. He wrote a letter to his younger self thanking him for valuing family. Then he burned the note in a backyard fire pit, releasing ashes and regret together under a vast Minnesota sky streaked with purple twilight and newfound quiet joy. Try this exercise. List one lingering regret on a sticky note. Underneath, write 3 positive life events that indirectly sprang from it. Friends gained, lessons learned, doors opened. Place the note in a jar labeled compost. At the end of the month, tear up the paper and use it to mulch a potted plant. Watching new leaves unfurl from old sorrow offers a living metaphor of redemption. If faith resonates with you, recite a comforting scripture or hymn during the process. You will feel past missteps sink into soil where they nourish tomorrow's blossoms. Share the ritual with a trusted friend or caregiver, inviting them to witness your turning point. Their supportive presence doubles the healing and equips them with a gentle tool for their own burdens. Legacy grows stronger when courage is exchanged in safe company over steaming peppermint tea. Technology can feel like learning a new dialect every year, but remember you mastered rotary phones, cassette players, and email in your lifetime. Doris, 74, once dreaded video calls, assuming her wrinkles would fill the screen. Her neighbor taught her to tilt the tablet slightly and sit near a window. Within minutes, Doris was reading bedtime stories to a grandson stationed on an Air Force base overseas. The joy in his eyes bulldozed her hesitation faster than any manual could. She now hosts a weekly virtual book club, clicking share screen like a pro to display vintage photos that spark lively discussions. The laughter floating through her apartment proves that learning curves eventually level out, revealing highways to connection, purpose, and yes, occasional digital bloopers worth saving for future family chuckles. Begin with one device and one goal, perhaps learning to order groceries online or sending a voice text. Ask a tech-savvy friend, librarian, or grandchild for a 15-minute tutorial. Record the session on your phone so you can replay steps without feeling embarrassed. Treat each mistake as a practice swing, not a strikeout. Keep a new tech victories list on the fridge, adding stars next to each completed task. Soon, that list will sparkle like a July fireworks display, and your confidence will spread into other areas of life. Communities across the United States offer free digital literacy programs at senior centers and public libraries. Signing up introduces you to peers who share your questions. Together, you'll swap tips, celebrate breakthroughs, and maybe plan a collective online photo album of childhood memories to showcase resilience across the decades with smiling pride. Humans are social, but universal applause is a mirage. Eleanor, age 79, delayed signing up for watercolor class because her sister questioned its practicality. After months of hesitation, she enrolled anyway and painted a gentle seaside scene that now hangs in the local library. Strangers admire it daily. Her sister eventually did too, but that is beside the point. The canvas healed Eleanor long before validation arrived. Give yourself permission slips. Write one on a sticky note for each personal dream. Maybe learning Spanish, planting dahlias, or auditioning for community theater. Sign your own name as both applicant and approving authority. Place the notes somewhere visible, like the bathroom mirror, and honor them. Every time you act without consensus, you exercise bravery muscles that protect emotional health far better than any multivitamin you could. A helpful mantra is, "My joy is my responsibility." Repeat it whenever doubt creeps in. Set a small weekly goal solely for your happiness, such as baking cinnamon rolls or playing harmonica on the porch. Notice how the sky looks brighter once you grant yourself freedom. People around you may even feel inspired to follow suit, proving that self-approval can ripple outward more gently and more powerfully than external praise ever could. For accountability, jot each completed joy task on a calendar with a cheerful sticker. At month's end, review the constellation of stickers, a galaxy of self-endorsed delight. Scientists say positive emotions strengthen immune function. Consider each sticker a microscopic vitamin for your spirit. Eventually, your days will feel like concerts you headline, with applause that rises from within first, then echoes kindly from others nearby on gentle summer breezes. We have journeyed through 10 liberating choices, each one a small door swinging open onto a lighter, brighter chapter of life. Perhaps one item spoke louder than the rest: an overstuffed closet, an overbooked calendar, or an overworked worry. Choose that single spark today and strike it against the flint of action. Tomorrow, pick another. Soon, the sum of tiny fires will illuminate paths you didn't realize were still available at 70, 80, or 90. Imagine waking up, stretching against sun-warmed sheets, and greeting the mirror with eyes that see possibility instead of obligation. That feeling is not a distant rumor. It is within reach, fueled by every mindful release we discussed. Share your progress in the comments below. Your story might be the exact encouragement another senior needs across the country. And if this guide lifted your spirit, please tap like, hit subscribe, and forward the video to a friend who deserves the same freedom. Together, we can build an online porch where wisdom rocks gently beside fresh curiosity, proving that age is not a cage but a set of well-earned wings. Until next time, keep letting go, keep leaning forward, and may every newly opened space echo with laughter, love, and a breeze scented with possibility. Before you click away, grab a notebook and write today's date at the top. Beneath it, list the first object, habit, or thought you will release within the next hour. Then draw a check mark beside it. That check mark is momentum for your next steps.